Hey viewers, what is up? I'm Liquid. Today I have 118 kills for you on Nuketown. I know, it's Nuketown and the 118 is not really impressive, but I thought it was a really good gameplay that I would share with you and, have a little discussion about aiming. This is actually one of my better games as of late. I don't know, I just haven't really been having my mojo flowing. It has a lot to do with having a lot of work to do during the week. Whenever you get back to work and you're working 40 hours a week, it's not quite the same as whenever you're on vacation and having a good Christmas break. So, hopefully you enjoy this. I'm using the Weevil. It has grip and fast mags. I know a lot of people have been running rapid fire, but it's not quite, I don't know, it's not quite what I've been using myself. Anyways, so I kind of wanted to speak a little bit on aiming because I know a lot of people always are worrying about how their shot is and how to improve it. And I even had these same issues. I've been actually bouncing around sensitivities forever. If you've ever watched me in stream, I probably sit there and change my sensitivities at least 10 times. It just seems like, I can never find the exact groove that I'm wanting. And, it's just a matter of finding and playing around with it and seeing what will work. For me, I usually run Control Freaks on top of my scuff. And, of course, with the scuff, I can shoot a little bit better while jumping. We'll get into that a little bit more. However, with the Control Freaks, they can help you aim better depending on what your sensitivity is. So here's the deal with, I guess, the different equipment that you can buy. You have Control Freaks that help extend and give you different grips. Just depends on what kind you get. For me personally, I tend to play a little bit better with the long sniper Control Freaks. Now, I guess today decided, hey, let's take it off and try it out. I turned my sensitivity down from a 12. I usually run about a 12 to 10, maybe something in like that range with Control Freaks. Well, today I took them off and I've been running a 7. I ran 7 horizontal, 7 vertical, and I don't know, it just felt really, really good, and it was really, really clean. I feel like running the short, just the regular default sticks, having short sticks kind of are a little bit better for hip firing. I'm not having to sit there and crank around. It just feels a little bit better in this game. Now, some games I have actually played better with Control Freaks, some games I've not. It just kind of depends. What sucks is this game should have been a double nuke, and of course it did not happen, but oh well, whatever. But, it's just like one of those things, playing around with it a little bit. I ended up running, this all day, and my, overall games were just a lot better. And then, of course, whenever I start sucking, whether I'm getting tired, getting annoyed, whatever, I usually blame it on my sensitivity. That's the first thing. Do not blame it on your sensitivity. Whatever you find and whatever you're comfortable with, use it. Now, finding that initial starting sensitivity is, of course, important, and, a lot of people will always play lower. I usually like to start around a little bit higher than what I'm used to, so especially whenever a new Call of Duty comes out, because all Call of Duties feel the same. Well, this game, since it has flinch in it and it has no toughness and you're sitting there bouncing around when people shoot you, it does make a little difference into your actual overall accuracy. So you have to, I guess, judge it a little bit. I used to play on 20 during Ghost and AW. Well, this game, obviously, it's a little bit better to run a little bit lower sensitivity, just because you do have to, I guess, whenever someone shoots you, you don't want that quick flinch. And, of course, I died to a freaking rocket launcher. Yeah, I wasn't very happy about that. Anyways, sorry, moving on. So, as far as getting better at aiming, you kind of want your sensitivity to be like where whenever you snap on something, so if you're hip firing and then you start ADSing, you want to be able to like stop on it. It's like, one of those things, whenever you turn, you want to be able to stop exactly on point where you're trying to shoot. So it will help you, obviously aim on your enemies, especially whenever you're trying to run around and run and gun and, find all these guys. So you'll see that happen a lot. It's a lot of just getting used to. A lot of people just do not have proper, like, I guess, shooting techniques. You'll see a lot of pros. They will hip fire a lot. I tend to ADS way too much. You will see them hip firing into ADS and then back to hip firing a lot. It's just, it's like a pop shot. That's why they run really, really low sensitivities. Because, that's just, if you watch their shot, it's because, first off, they look like they're moving a little slower than some people. At the same time, it's how they're moving will make them actually move quicker. My problem is running on a high sensitivity. I used to run stock and stalker and all those things. That really ruined my shot. Well, now that there's no, I guess, really, really good perk or attachment for that, like if you've used stock, it's kind of useless in this game. It's not nearly as good as it once was. So with that said, it's like one of those things that you're not going to probably ADS corners as much. I used to swing around corners. If you watched any of my older videos from any old COD, you will see me swing around corners with ARs. In this game, you really can't do that. So Therefore, you know, you kind of have to hip fire a little bit more, which hip firing is a little bit better on lower sensitivities. And, you know, I guess it's really whatever your thumb and your muscle memory gets used to. But for me, you know, anywhere between a 6 and a 10 feels pretty solid. And then anything higher than that, once in a while start bobbling around. Against really, really good people, you know, obviously the lower sensitivity is going to help you. So it's just getting really comfortable in what feels good. Now, going back to where I was talking about scuff, obviously, if you've heard anything about scuff or a controller in general that has buttons on it, it makes a huge difference. Now, in Black Ops 3, the cool thing they added was bumper jumper and stick and move, which I covered this in one of my previous videos. And, you know, it makes a difference whenever you're not able to afford a scuff and you're needing to be able to just jump around this game, since you have to, I guess, sometimes hold the jump button. Well, it's kind of hard to hold the jump button and move. You also can play claw. I know a lot of people play claw. I've tried it. I've used it for a while. I'm not a big fan of it just because over time it does hurt your hands, but I can play it if I'm like out somewhere and I do not have a scuff. It's like whatever. It's not that big of a deal. If I go to GameStop and they're like, hey, let's play Call of Duty. Okay, hey, let me start playing all claw-like. And that's just because, you know, it's like one of those things. You got to master every inch of how you're wanting to play. So for me, I'm always good. You can always change your, I guess, your control sticks. I've tried to do this after learning the G slide, which is kind of hard. That's another thing. You're learning to shoot off movement is a little bit more difficult in this game than all your other games. Of course, AW, you had the dash, but a lot of people stopped playing that. So, you know, their shots a little, I guess, out of whack. They went back to Black Ops 2. So, you know, it's just about learning how to run off a wall and shoot, how to, and I think that's where a lot of people are starting to realize that the wall running is not nearly as bad. You're running a lot slower, and I think I initially said that in this, I guess, right before this game came out, that the wall running wasn't going to be used as something that is, I guess, juking. You can juke some people off the walls, but, you know, just leading your shots while running makes a huge difference. I think a lot of people have not understood that concept yet. I've seen, like, I guess, other streamers and other people, they're running around and they're like, I guess, whenever they're shooting at the person, not ahead of the person. And sometimes it will help you be able to adjust your shot, especially while you're even moving. If you're moving and they're moving, it's just sometimes better to start learning to lead shots. So is Control Freaks going to 100% help you? It depends on the player. Is Scuff's going to help you? It's more comfortable, but yet again, it depends on your play style and how you want to play and all those other things. So the controllers and all these other things you can attach to it, headsets, whatever, they can help you, but at the same time, it really comes down to how much attention you have to playing. A lot of it comes down to practice. You know, it's just a matter of playing the game more, getting used to it. Obviously, getting 100 kills isn't something that is always going to happen, especially if you're new to the game. And some of these videos like this, I don't want to come across like, you know, some of you guys are solid. It's just more like you have to play a little bit more, you have bad teammates, whatever it is. But it's just learning the maps and it's learning how to use the guns. That's really what it comes down to. And I keep getting comments of saying, okay, well, if I'm new to this game, how can I get better? Well, a lot of that stuff really comes down and it's just going to take time. I've been playing Call of Duty since Call of Duty 4. I played a little Call of Duty 2, but I didn't play enough of it to really say that is my, I guess, starting point in Call of Duty. I actually was a Christmas noob myself during COD 4. I did not get on Call of Duty 4 until Christmas Day. I was at my grandparents' house. I just got it from my parents, and my friends were already playing it. I already was playing games, though. I was playing Halo 2 online, Halo 3, all that good stuff. Actually, Halo 3, sorry, it wasn't out yet. But yeah, I was playing Halo 2 already online with friends, and, you know, some of my friends ended up getting it, so I kind of played with them on Christmas Day. I was playing a lot of TDM, so I wasn't terrible. I wasn't actually a bad Christmas noob. However, you know, I wasn't good because, well, obviously it was a new game to get used to. I did play a little slower, but, you know, overall, like, my first couple games were not terrible. I don't remember me getting completely stomped on. So, and that goes back to, you, as long as you've played FPSs before, you played video games, it's not hard to get into games. So if you're a Battlefield player, it's not hard. You just might need to learn to run a little bit more. So, you know, a lot of it's just getting used to it, getting in correct positions. A lot of the time I win gunfights either because, by the way, I don't know how I lost that gunfight other than, actually no, that's not the one I'm talking, okay, sorry, I had a couple gunfights today that I lost, and that's another thing. Sometimes you will lose gunfights just because of connection and other things. Don't worry about it, just enjoy the game, try to get a better shot, and overall, hopefully you enjoyed this nuclear with the Weevil, and hopefully you know, this will, I guess, kind of talk you into getting a little bit better at the game. But 111 and 5, not 118. I don't know what I was smoking at the very beginning of this video. But anyways, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe if you want to watch more. Till next time, I'm Liquid, and I am out.